Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Sorry about the delay. This is episode 15. Real life stuff got in the way. I'm at work, so I figured to get this thing done now. That I did the three-part series. I didn't quite do all of the series of the part three. I'm saving that for the last 50k hands for when I do the 5 and L. So all my videos from now on won't be at the 2 and L. It'll be moving up in stake to the 5 and L. So we're slowly getting up there. Eventually, we're going to be up to 10 and L, but we'll see how long it takes us to get to through the 5 and L. Just because the 5 and L is just not that. Nobody really plays the 5 and L too much on the site I play on, so I'll be mixing it up between 2 and L and 5 and L. And but I'm not going to make any videos on 2 and L anymore. Just the 5 and L now. So whenever I get days off, that's when I'll probably do one, and then I'll just keep updating as I go. I've done some hands already this year, and then I'm gonna keep those, and then I'll be starting them probably in January. Hopefully, I'll be done both of them. My last final 50k hands for the 2 and L, and then my first 50k hands and sometimes in January. Then I'll post those two up like together. And the reason I'll tell you that is because like the longer you spend at a stake, like the more people start to catch on, so your win rate will kind of drop a little bit. So that's why I saved that last 50k hands just to show, and then the first 50k hands that I'm going to do should kind of be high because I'm new to the stake, right? And then it should start to taper down as the regs and all this stuff start to adjust to my gameplay. So 6 things that I basically learned when I was doing the variance, because I heard people talk about variance. I understood variance, but I actually never really put in the time and like to actually record my hands, like to do the variance thing. So I did. You know what? I'm gonna go down to the 2 and L. I'm gonna try it there. Do 300 hands. I did 250k hands already. So I learned a lot of stuff there while I was sitting at the variance. And these are 6 basic things that I learned at the variance. So I decided to do my own research, right? Because hearing people talking about it and then you not knowing about it, like you just know, like, okay, well, this is variance. You know, well, what is variance? Like is it your whole game being variant? You know, like that kind of stuff. So this is what I've learned. Okay, so 6 things I've learned doing. My personal variance challenge was this. Okay, number one, variance can last for a short time or a long time. Okay, we don't know when it's going to start, and we don't know when it's going to end. Variance is not just about losing big pots. No, it can be about having good hands and everybody else folding. Right, so pocket kings. You know, you hit the flop. You know, you bet. You know, you do all kinds of stuff, and everybody just folds. Right, you're not getting any action. Right, you're getting a card rush, but just nobody else is getting anything, and everybody else is just folding. So that's kind of variance as well. Uh, Variance can show up with the second best hand on the river, even if it goes check check, or if you bet and they call, or any kind of things that you do on the river, and then you always show up with the second best hand. It just doesn't matter. Like anything can happen on the river, and it's just the cards just kick the bejesus out of you, right? It's just like this, you're losing it every time, every showdown you're losing. Okay, and variance can happen in certain positions like under the gun, cutoff, uh, hijack, button, small blind, big blind. Like it doesn't matter where it's going to show up, right? Um, or whatever position it decides to show up at. Okay, we have no control over where or when variance is going to happen. Okay, it'll just show up and then boom, like say whatever. Okay, so variance can let you run like a god, right, in certain positions, and then just button hook in other positions. You can run so bad, right? It's like oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Like I'm running so good in the button or the cutoff or the high drive, but I'm not running that very good under the gun, or I'm getting killed in the blinds. It just stuff like that happens, right? Like it just variance is just all over the place, and it just jumps around and within each position, right? It doesn't happen like all the positions. Some positions like you're gonna run very well, and some positions you're gonna run very, very bad. It's just, jeez, you know what I mean? So variance is also is about the longer you spend at a specific stake, like the more players start to catch on to your gameplay, and they're adjusting, like they're exploiting you, you're adjusting, they're adjusting to you, just like you're adjusting to them. Okay, this also affects your win rate. So that's where you got to kind of mix up. Now we're going into balance and all that stuff. I'm not going to really get into that. I'm not a pro, so I'm just learning about all this stuff. But that's what I learned about variance. So I learned like a lot about variance by doing this challenge, especially at the 2 and L, when players play all kinds of crazy hands, like under the gun, like 2-4 offsuit, like anything that looks good to them, they'll just like play it, right? It's like a thinking player may think, okay, well, they're at the top of the range under the gun, and then you're like maybe in the hijack or something, and then they open, and then you 3-bet them, and then they cold call you, and then all of a sudden, the flop is low, and you think, okay, well, he's got to be high, and you say you have pockets, right? Pocket ace, pocket kings, queens, jacks, something like that. Over pairs, like maybe overcards. So you make that so it checks to you, and then you bet, and then they call, and you bet again. Maybe you hit your hand, your top pair, top kicker, or something, and then you bet again. They call, and all of a sudden, boom! And now they fire the river out of position, and you got a fairly decent hand, and you're looking at the board, and it's all low card. It's like, he could have a set, but does he really have that straight or whatever? So maybe he decided, you know what, I'm just gonna call him to see what he has because I think I got him beat. And then all of a sudden he shows up with like 2-3 offsuit or 5-2 offsuit, anything like that. Like just like that. Those are the kind of hands players will play at the 2 and L in any kind of position. If it looks good to them, they're gonna play it, right? And then they're gonna call you down, keep calling, chasing, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. So if you really want to like get a hold of your emotions, go down to the 2 and L, play it, and you know get all these crazy suckouts, and then you'll know exactly what it's about, and it'll actually help you with your tilt issues if you're actually having any kind of tilt issues. And especially if you're learning poker, best thing to do is start off at the 2 and L, and before you move on to the 2 and L, off to the 5 and L and 10 and L, try to beat the 2 and L first, and then slowly start moving up the stakes. Make sure you stay within your bankroll. Uh, don't do anything crazy. Don't try to like, chase your losses. Like you lose this pot, whatever, lose this. It's like, oh my god, okay, well I'm gonna jump up to the 5 and L now, and then all of a sudden like you lose there. I'm going to 10 and L, 25 and L. All of a sudden like your bankroll's gone, right? It's like you don't want to be that guy or that girl. Keep playing at the 2 and L. 2 and L is all about learning your strategy, learning your folding exploits. Your player types. It's about basically just getting your strategy down and then moving on and moving up, especially your emotions, because players can show up with any kind of hands at any time, at any position, and it'll help you. There's a lot of limping. There's a lot of all kinds of crazy stuff is happening at the 2 and L. Right, so you want to get down there, especially if you're first starting out learning how to play poker. Do that. Read videos, watch videos, read content. If you have to, find a site and that's affordable to you, and then pay the subscription and start to get yourself on the right track, and then and then just go from there. 2 and L is a great place for you to as a little side hustle, like whatever. You can just save up your money as you start to go. That's the thing about learning when you first start learning poker, is there is a learning curve, right? You're gonna lose money when you first start playing. You're not gonna win. Nobody ever gets away with winning at poker all the time, right? It's just anything can happen, right? Like you're not gonna run roll table every single time. As soon as people start knowing that you're gonna do that, start doing that, they're gonna just start calling you, and then there you go, right? You start losing like bad, right? So let's get into the 250K hands that I just did. Okay, so here's for the first one, the part one, 100K hands. I started on January 23rd. I did a lot of traveling stuff, so it took me a while to finish it off, and I finished it on July 20th. And what we won was $311.58. So we had a 15.58 BB win rate, and it was kind of tight. 16 VPIP, 12.5 PFR. You kind of want to play kind of tight at the 2-0. I think I found out just playing like a tighter range against the looser players who are playing more of like a wider range. So at least you have like a range advantage over them, especially kicker advantage. Uh, Other than that, to show up at the with the best hand all the time at the 2-L, that's all you can do. Uh, there's all kinds of players down there, man. There's maniacs, there's nits, there's calling stations, there's players that play just for fun, and sometimes it gets kind of crazy a little bit on some tables. Players are getting carried away. But what we did in the small blind, we got minus 1.5, which is pretty good over almost 20,000 hands. And then in the big blind, we did 1680 minus 4.4, just under 2,000 hands. And then 8K hands, we had a 23 win rate. And in the middle position, so basically the hijack, we had a 25 BB, $75. And then in the cutoff, we ran 32.9. And in the button, we had 25.6. So I won more money at the cutoff than in the button. Usually you're supposed to win more money in the button than the cutoff, right? It's just that's a little bit of variance, like right there. Like I did very well in the blinds, right? Very well in the blinds. So that was part of variance as well. I had good cards, and players had good cards, and I showed up with the best hand all the time, or I had a lot of folds. So that's variance in different positions, right? So I ran very, very well in the first 100K hands. And so let's go on over to the part two. So here's part two. I did it, I started July 21st and I completed October 21st. It was a little shorter. So the first one took a little longer, right? Because I was traveling. So I was hitting, and then I'd leave, come back, hit some more. So I didn't quite put in like that volume where you have more variance because you're playing more tables. And then it just, everything is kind of like spread out, right? But this one here is a little bit tighter together, so you'll see the difference here. And out of 100K hands, we won only $204 on that one, right? Like it was kind of a little different. Now you can see that. You can see the variance happening now in the small blind, big blind. Right now we're at 16.8 BBs in the small blind and 22.3 BBs in the big blind. And then 29.2 under the gun, 31.6 in the hijack, 21.8 in the cutoff, and 33.6. So I made more money in the hijack position than in the cutoff position, and I just destroyed the cutoff with the button. And normally that's what's supposed to happen, right? Was to win more money in the button, right? So that's basically what happened on that. So you can see like a little bit of variance happening there between all these positions compared to the top one, where I ran very well in the blinds over here at minus 1.5 and minus 4.4. And when you go down over here, it's actually, I lost more money, right, in those positions. So I mean, like, I lost $5.89, and then I lost $65.58 in the small blind, and then $16.80 in the big blind, and then $85.51 in the big blind, and actually the small blind. Sorry, the first part. Now the big blind. So everything's kind of like a little bit all over the place. You take a look at the under the gun. I won 37.25, and then I had 47.01 on that one. And then take a look at the hijack there, 75. The hijack over here, 96. You know, and then we won 120 in the cutoff, and then we won only $80 in the cutoff on the other one, and then we won $100 on the button, and we won $131 on the button on the second 100K. And so you can see right there the variance, like right there, right? So that's at 100K hands per ones. So I had a 15.58 BB win rate, and then my win rate dropped from 10 all the way down to 10.2. And that was variance. Players were catching on to what I was doing. I had to readjust, change some stuff up, you know, do some exploited folds, like all this kind of stuff. And players were calling me down a little more. It was just like, it was, excuse me, it was a little different, right? It was just I lost some pretty big pots there in the blinds, and that was the result. So now let's go over to half that, 50K hands. Okay, this is a little different now. Now you're gonna see some variance. Okay, so here's part 3. We had a 9.93 BB win rate. Okay, now look at the small blind. 19.3 BBs, 37.99, right? Now look at the big blind, 0.6 plus. Over almost 10,000 hands, we won $1.13. So you can see that variance happening right there. This is at 50K hands. This is half. I think Black Rain 79, Nathan William was saying, I think it was like 15 BB win rate per 100 for 50K hands, I think it was. I think that's what it was. And this one took me October 22nd to December 28th. I did a little bit of traveling as well, so it took a little time to finish that 50K hands. But I'm not going anywhere for the next half, so I should be able to finish a little bit faster. And look at the early position. Under the gun, I lost money, man. Minus 0.1 BBs. I lost 5 cents. Like, and I was playing mostly like the tracker, the way the tracker sets up. It's if there's 4 people, it doesn't record under the gun. It puts you over to the hijack, even though if you're sitting under the gun. That's just the way the HUD is set up. It just reads it as you're the hijack and not the under the gun, even though you're under the gun. But that's the same thing with ranges, right? Say if there's nobody sitting under the gun, like if you're sitting under the gun, but it's 4-way, you would probably play your cutoff range, right? Instead of the hijack range, you play it because there's less players. You just open up your range bit and just play that range. And then as players move in, then that's when you do it. You readjust your ranges to move them back up as the tables shift in when players are going in and out. Okay, so we won $99.34. We didn't do, we did pretty much even 49, 40, and 46. In the hijack, we won more money there than anywhere else. And yeah, that's pretty much about it, about variance. What I found out anyway, so I have much more understanding about variance and actually helping with my tilt issues as well, because now when I know something's happening, I know it's what it actually is. It's okay, this is variance. I don't know how long it's going to be going on for. You know, it could go on for whatever hands, 1,000, 5, 10,000 hands, whatever. You know, who knows how long it's gonna happen. All we can do is just play the cards that were dealt with the best that we can. Don't tilt. Don't go on autopilot. You know, if you're tired, just log off, shut it off, take a break, do whatever you can to reset your mindset, recharge your batteries. People do it different ways. Maybe they sleep or they walk around, they stretch, they exercise, or just taking a break itself, or like for whatever reason, to recharge their batteries, and they come back fresh, and then they start playing. So my next videos are going to be about it's going to be on the 5 and L recordings. We'll see how it goes. I also learning about sports betting as well. So I'm going to be turning this into a sports betting thing as well, like for NHL hockey. And I'll be putting out a video actually tonight about that. And where I'll be giving out just one pick. Remember, I'm just an amateur, just like poker. I'm climbing the stakes. And the same thing with sports betting. I'm climbing the stakes as well within my bankroll. So remember, stay within your bankroll. Don't go on tilt. Don't chase your losses by moving up stakes. If you can't beat a stake yet, don't jump up. And then try to beat that stake. Stay down below. Try to beat that stake. Then move up. Okay. There's no rush. Poker's not going anywhere. Okay. Try to get a study partner if you can. I tried looking for a study partner. Impossible. I can't do it. Some people put up a flag as soon as you answer it, and then it comes all of a sudden it's real, right? And then now they have second thoughts. I don't know if I want to put in that kind of work to do it, because that's what I do, right? I play and I study. Like I take it like very, very seriously, right? Because I want to get up there and start playing the 200 now, 100 now, 50 now. I want to play those stakes. So I'm glad to say that we're moving up to the 5-0 on my next video. It'll be in January sometimes, and once I'm done the 2-0, 5-0, those first two 50K hands, the last 50K hands at 2-0, and the first 50K hands at the 5-0, I'll post them up together. I'll compare it. Now remember, I've been playing at the 2-0 for a while, so it might be a little bit lower. I won $99 on the first one. I might even win maybe 60, 70, 80, I might even be maybe 30, $40. Like, who knows? Right? Like, I don't know. Like, anything could happen. Variance could happen on that last 50K hands. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. But it's going to be very interesting to find out. So please, if you like my videos, please subscribe. Leave any comments. Other than that, have a happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Have a great New Year next year. Hope you guys do some very well in you guys' MTTs, your sit and goes, your cash games, or whatever, your sports betting, or whatever that you're doing. So I'm returning this channel into a poker and a sport bet channel, right? So I get more viewers, more, get myself way out there. I'm trying to get myself on TikTok as well. I'm going to talk about that in my next video. And I tried setting it up and I got shadow banned, 0 views. I made 2 videos. And they were good picks too, actually 1. Anyways, all right. Have a great New Year, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.